Hello everyone, I am Shivatmaj and today I will be presenting my internship report and my topic of the internship is a stock market app using Ruby on Rails. So let's start. So in today's presentation I will be showing you my company certificate and some details about the company and what are the tasks that they given us to do and what are the learnings that we had throughout our internship and the assignment that they made us to do and finally the big project that we did using all the skills and learnings that we had throughout the internship. So my project is the stock market app using Ruby on Rails. Then some of the reflection that I had gone through, that what I learned and how the internship helped me throughout, and then lastly coming to conclusion. So let's start. So this is my certificate. So my internship was done in Bitspark Technology Mysore. So it is a company which deals with web technology and some other technology like C++. But my focus and my area of interest was web. So I learned web. So my certificate tells that I focused and worked on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. So this is my certificate. And let me tell you something more about the company. I won't go in much detail because you will get bored. I will just tell you in brief and short. So Bitspark Technology is a company which was founded in 2021 during our lockdown and it is located in Mysore, Karnataka. Then Bitspark Technology is a training platform for computer related activity. So it also does computer teaching and also it builds some web application. So Bitspark Technology is developing web application for custom business requirements and our clients, our developer and skill experience will deliver you powerful web application like I said. So this is a very short explanation of our company. Uh, if you want to know more you can let me know but I know this is not the area of focus so I just covered it in brief. uh, Coming to the task performed in our company, so before I tell you about what and all I learned in HTML, CSS, JS, in short, I just want to give you a basic idea to make you understand what is HTML, CSS, and JS. So, like most of us know, at least people watching this video or watching me doing the presentation know, web includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, uh, and to understand this better, so in your home you can see a wall. That wall is made up of bricks and consider this bricks as HTML. Then we want that wall to be painted in white. So the painting is called as styling, right? We do it for looking good, to make it look good. So that is called as CSS. And for the wall, if you have the bricks, we put cement and then we paint it. After that we need electricity in our home. So the bulb or the electric wires that we put inside the wall, that is called as JavaScript. So HTML, CSS and JavaScript goes hand in hand. So in the image I showed you that the bricks is HTML, the painting is CSS, and the electric supply or the light or whatever the uh, task performing kind of things is JavaScript. So going to HTML, the HTML, uh, so in the browser, whatever in HTML you write, in browser it gets output or in browser it gets displayed. So this is a typical syntax of HTML, which starts with doc type HTML and then HTML open tag and HTML close tag, and then it has head tag, and then it has body tag. And in head tag, whatever you write in the title, it is displayed in the uh, top of the web page, and in body tag whatever you write is displayed in the display section of the web page. uh, So here I just took a small example of page title, my first heading. Since it is displayed in h1, it will be coming in big, and this is a paragraph tag which will come in short. So this is a typical diagram. HTML, it head, body, and body has h1 which is a header 1. P is paragraph tag. This is a simple syntax of HTML, and we learned more about HTML, but that is not the main part of this seminar. The main part of the seminar is the project. That's why I will be keeping this short. Then comes CSS. Just like I showed you earlier, CSS is about styling the web page, which we did through HTML. So once you are done with writing this much code and displaying a heading and a paragraph, now you need to style it. So this page itself is done with CSS. So here you can see I written task performed, which is a header 1 h1, and this 2.css, and then this page itself is an example of CSS. This I written here, and for paragraph I written a font style, which this font style is called as Oswald, and then font size I kept it as 20, and then in h2 tag, which is a 2.css, this is 2.css. For h2 tag I did underline, text decoration underline, that's why it came underline, and I kept the text color as white, which is white, and for h1 tag, which is task performed, which is white, and text align is center, that's why this para came in the center. So this is a small example of styling of HTML, which is also called as CSS. I think you got a fair idea of CSS. Then coming to JavaScript, just like I told, electric wires is JavaScript. Here in the same doc type HTML, in HTML body, here you added what JavaScript can do in h2 tag, and in paragraph tag you just written you gave this paragraph a class ID called as demo. Now in a button tag you added a command on click document.get element by id. This is a JavaScript syntax dot inner HTML. You added inner HTML as hello JavaScript. So this works in a way that once this will be the first output. What can JavaScript do? JavaScript can change HTML content. Once you click here, it will display the next page, hello JavaScript. So this content gets changed to this. So the outer content is this, it gets changed to inner content, which is hello JavaScript. So once you click this button, it goes to this. So JavaScript has so many features. This is just one of the feature, which is changing element. Then we'll go to PHP. In PHP, same inside the HTML syntax, we should write a PHP like this, backward this bracket and one question mark PHP, and question mark and front bracket, and echo hello world. This echo is a PHP command to display something. So in the inverted comma we written hello world, and once we run this will be the output, and this hello world is displayed through PHP. And here my first page, this heading is displayed through HTML. This hello world is displayed through PHP. So PHP is a backend language. Here we didn't use much of the backend. This is a simple front-end display logic of PHP. And after our company taught us HTML, CSS, and JS, and little bit of PHP, they gave us two assignment. One is designing a simple calculator, and then designing a simple form. So using the understanding of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and a little bit of research, and uh, searching for some logic from the internet, we were able to build I was able to build a simple calculator just using HTML, CSS, and JS. And this was a functional calculator. This was assignment 1, and then assignment 2 we had to create a login form. This is a complete PHP. So in this using XAMPP and front end PHP, we built a login form. Here it will like take the input from the user and stores in uh, PHP using XAMPP. So these two are the small assignments, but this is not the main project of my internship. The main project, before the main project, they taught us Ruby on Rails. So Ruby on Rails, just like other programming languages like Python, Java, C++, and so many other programming languages. Ruby is a programming languages. So Ruby on Rails, keep this on Rails apart. For first focus on Ruby. So Ruby is a programming language, and Ruby over Rails, it is a framework. Rails here acts as a backend and Ruby acts as a front end programming language. So it is a server side web application framework that is written in programming languages. It was developed by David Heinemeier Hansen under the MIT license. So this follows a model view controller architecture. So see the screen. Assume that this is me. I am typing something, uh, www.google.com, or wait, I will type as cat images because I like cat, so I will type as cat images. So once I write cat images, this my computer sends the request to the controller, means my computer's browser sends the request to the controller. The controller will come with the logic to catch the database of the cats. So controller will ask for data to the model. The model will fetch the data of cats, so many cat, from any server, let's say Google server. So Google will have a database of cat which store cat images. So the model will return the cat database request data to the controller, and controller, once it gets the cat database, it will send that data to the view. So view will act as a presentation. So view will show the display, show the request which was asked by the user in the form of some good presentation. And the work of the view is just to display in a good way, in a presentable way. So this is how MVC architecture works. With the help of simple example, I hope you understood how MVC architecture works, where I just wanted browser to display cat images, and it goes to controller will ask the model will fetch the data from the database and send it back to controller, and controller can't display it itself, so controller will take the help of view to display it to the user. So this is how MVC architecture works, and this is Ruby on Rails. So this much is enough for understanding how Ruby on Rails architecture works, and Ruby is a programming language, all that stuff. So this is some of the basic which our company taught us, and after this, using the understanding of HTML, CSS, uh, Ruby on Rails, and some advanced research on Ruby on Rails, I developed a project which is called a stock market app using Ruby on Rails. So here I needed some understanding of Ruby programming languages and Ruby on Rails, and somewhat understanding of Linux, and understanding of API, and some other, how does model works, how does view works, how does controller works, and how does display page works, all those stuff. And I needed a Rails server, I needed to understand writing Ruby commands on terminal, all those stuff. After all that, I developed an app uh, called a stock market app, which will so in the actual presentation, this I'm doing on YouTube as a video, but in actual presentation in my college, which will be going to held on tomorrow I think 1:30 to 3 is my presentation. So in that gap I will have a slot on like presenting it for 10 to 15 minutes. So there I will be demonstrating the original app, whereas here I will just demonstrate the picture, because I have to switch to Ubuntu. Right now I am on Windows, I have to switch to Ubuntu, and then there I have to run the app and I have to show you. But this is how exactly the app works. Here I have to first click on sign up, and a dummy mail ID and a password. I have to click on sign up. Then it shows then it shows sign up successful, and then I have to add a stock by clicking add stock. In add stock I have to click on NFLX. So NFLX stands for Netflix, and this will be added to my table. And when I click on show stock, that in the table that the previously added stock will be displayed. So in order to this app to work, you should have a active internet connection, and the API should work properly. So here I downloaded the API from rubygems.org. So that was my this is overall my application. The purpose of my application is to, for a user like anyone, to gather all his stock in a single table, uh, and he she will have a login credentials, all those stuff. And this is how my app exactly works. So the reflection means what was the benefit of this internship. In this I learned HTML, CSS, JS, PHP, and Ruby on Rails. I also using HTML, CSS, and JS I built a calculator, and using PHP I built a login form, and then using Ruby on Rails I built a stock market app web application. So it also helped me improve my logical thinking. It got me so many like it helped me in my communication, because I had to ask a lot of doubts to my instructor uh, to clarify my doubts. And it also taught me how to manage time, because in order to develop all this app, in order to study, in a short time I had to manage my time well. So I learned little bit of time management. And for the conclusion, this internship helped me in overall growth, in overall it gave me confidence, it boosted my confidence in technical areas. And also this overall internship helped me, in my communication skill, in my presentation, in creating PPT, in creating report, all those stuff. So if you guys have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section. But in college I will tell them, you can ask me. If I can answer, I will, or else I will give you answer later. uh, so thank you one and all. This is my internship seminar presentation, and you can get this presentation in the drive.